welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who is about to try to say as many horror remakes he can in a minute. It's David Cross.
What's going on?
All right.
My God, you put me on the spot.
So I'm putting on my timer here. I'm pulling up my timer. And so much like in this movie, how Kirby, who is awesome, by the way, Kirby's like one of my favorite Scream characters, rattles off a ton of horror remakes. All right? So you have 1 minute to say as many as you can. Ready? Go.
Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street, Last House on the Left, Prom Night, I Spit on Your Grave, The Crazies, oh my God, that Sam Raimi movie, Evil Dead, Halloween 2, oh my God. Ghost Ship, I think it's a remake. So is 13 Ghosts. Oh, wow. I am starting to run off.
You got 30 seconds left. You got 30 seconds.
I don't know. This is so hard.
You got this.
Remakes, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm running out. I really am. Of a horror.
20 seconds. You got, give me three more.
Three more. There was going to be a Blob, never came out. Silent Night, Deadly Night. It was just Silent Night. Oh my God.
House of Wax.
House of Wax.
Dawn of the Dead.
House of Wax. Dawn of the Dead. Yeah. Oh yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah.
That was fun.
that was rough, man.
So I love this scene in Scream 4 where she just rattles off all the remakes, and I just said I'm going to do that to David.
I got maybe 10.
Yeah, 13.
Oh, that's a good number too.
Well, you did say Halloween 2. Which one is Halloween 2 a remake of?
The third Halloween movie. I guess that's not quite true. So maybe I got 12. Like Halloween 2, the one with Rob Zombie, isn't really a remake of anything, but Halloween 1 is.
Also, Ghost Ship is an unofficial remake of The Shining.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so they wanted to be much more Shining-like, but then they took a lot of it out. So you have the scene of people dancing and so my wife Megan's a big Ghost Ship fan, and I showed her The Shining for the first time, and she's like, wow, the Ghost Ship is the Shining, but on a boat.
You know, I've never heard of anyone say that they're a Ghost Ship fan.
You know those movies that you just play late at night and they're just background?
Yeah.
Yeah, she loved it as a background movie.
I saw that in the theater and I remember walking out of it and the friend I saw it with was like, that's a bad movie. And I was like, I think it might be a bad movie. And I don't like to say movies are bad, but I remember just having a real what the fuck moment after that.
That was fun. So I put you on the spot there, man. But how do you feel? Do you need to practice your remakes now? Should I bring you next time we pod when we're talking about Crawl? Should I have you do this again?
Yeah, I should probably practice a little bit on my remakes. So the thing about remakes, right? Like I'll see them and I immediately forget them and they don't resonate with me as well as the originals.
Yeah. No, they're like there's a few I really love. So I love the Fright Night remake. I love The Thing. I like The Crazies a lot. But yeah, for the most part, a lot of them just sort of like The Grudge and The Ring and Pulse and all those. They're just there.
Yeah. The Departed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, Scorsese. Scorsese loves him some remakes.
As a director, isn't that like the best? You're like, oh well, I'll just redo this movie that's done really well and set myself up with an audience, and I know there's audience. Like I already know it's done well, so I can clearly make some money off it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a smart move. And I think it's one of the only remakes, the few remakes to ever win an Academy Award for Best Picture, The Departed. Did The Departed win?
The Departed did win.
Yeah,
yes.
Like, remakes really never win. So this Scream 4, all right, the latest Child's Play that came out this year was kind of a reboot, or a remake. And then Pet Sematary was an adaptation, another adaptation. It wasn't really a remake because it was an adaptation of a book. I call them all remakes. I let people argue with it. But Scream 4 was made it came out in 2011, and this was when the remake craze was fading, because the remakes were really huge in the 2000s. So this was kind of this was a reboot remake sequel, right?
I mean, it was definitely a sequel masquerading as a reboot.
Yeah.
Because it's not a remake. Because all the main cast is still in it.
So then it's a reboot?
That's what I was calling it, a reboot, because it's trying to bring in new cast and continue with them.
Now, the other three Scream movies were big. They did big money. I mean, they did Scrooge McDuck, money. This movie didn't really pull in as much. Why do you think that is?
Well, my main thought behind that is that it came out too late after the first one. And so the audience of Scream movies is typically going to be teens, at least the original three. So this movie had a weird thing with its audience where the main characters are arguably 40-year-old actors. So I don't think the audience was right. Like no one knew who to go. No one knew who to see it. Like if they should see it. So the kids didn't know if they could see it. And then adults were like, well, do I need to see a fourth movie, something that hasn't come out in 15 years?
Yeah. And this also sort of suffered from the Blade Trinity factor for me, where I went to go watch Blade Trinity to watch Wesley Snipes destroy people. And then I got Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds making jokes. And they were really good. I thought, I liked them in the movie. And I enjoyed it for what it is. But I wanted Blade hurting people. So now when I watch Scream 4, I just want Neve Campbell, David Arquette, and Gale Weathers wrecking folks. And then you add them and then a brand new cast. And I think the only standout of the new characters was Kirby, played by Hayden Panettiere. She's the only one that I was remotely interested in. And do you feel like that?
I 100% agree, and I'm glad you brought that up because I couldn't care less about any of the other characters. Hayden was such a good actress in this, and the character herself was funny, and whenever she was on the screen, I was immediately drawn to her. And you're right. When I was watching this movie, I had this thought where I was like, I only really care about the three main characters. I don't care about the teens, except for Kirby. Also, what is going on with Sydney's story arc? Because I struggled to figure out what is she doing.
Yeah, because she wrote a book and came home, but that was it.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm no longer a victim. But I thought we had established that she's no longer a victim in the third movie.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, so with hers, it was flat. It was a flat story arc.
And then all right, so this is one of those movies where I like it more thinking about it than watching it. And I know that sounds weird because I do love the idea. I love the three very meta fake outs in the beginning for Stab 6, Stab 7, and then the modern day, the first killings. I like the idea of coming back after so many remakes. I guess the thing I enjoyed most is just Gale Weathers saying that your lemon bars taste like ass. And then Dewey's reactions. I mean, so I don't get it. You watch David Arquette movies, and we talked about Eight-Legged Freaks. In these movies, he's a very warm, nice. He's not like a man child. He's an actual man, and I never see him do that in other movies. It's really weird. And we talked about Ravenous too. It's just, why do you think why is he so much better in the Scream movies than he is in other movies?
Well, I feel like he's sort of pigeonholed, and then you got pigeonholed into that kind of actor where he's he's a comedic actor in a sense. So he's a little bit jokey. And with the Scream role, I think it's like meant for him to be jokey. It was like his big turn, right? So he knows the character better than any of his other characters. This is his fourth time out. It's a great point, but I don't mind him being sort of weird and funny and self-deprecating and sort of like an average guy who's just way over his head.
Yeah. But I like that about him, right?
Yeah, it makes him relatable. It makes him 100% relatable. You know that he's never going to save the day, but he's going to help someone else save the day.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. In the third one, he gets hit in the head with a knife. He gets knocked out by a bedpan in this one, but he's always trying to get there.
Yeah. He's like a crappy version of Indiana Jones. Like when you watch Indiana Jones, you know that despite everything, Indiana Jones is giving it his 100%. And with this, it's like Dewey's 100% is just not going to cut it.
Yeah. That's funny. But I like that. But he's like a Jack Burton. He just keeps plugging away.
Exactly.
And then he's there at the end.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. There's two characters who I absolutely love in this franchise. It's Gale Weathers and Dewey. Sydney is fine. Everyone else is fine. But those two characters are the characters I came to see.
All right. Here's the deal. You're making a movie. You're a director, David. You just directed a movie called Bumblebee Matters, a little indie that made it big, right? Mm-hmm. And they're saying, hey, you get to direct Scream 5, all right? So you're making Scream 5, and you can bring back any character from the Scream franchise. Dead or alive, you can bring them back. Which five characters from Scream 1, 2, 3, 4 would you pick? And I got my 5, by the way. So if you had to pull together 5 characters to make a Scream 5, which 5 would you base the movie on?
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, first I want Gale and Dewey. I think you have to have them.
Okay.
Then I want Stu from the first one.
Oh yeah.
I want Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5, that's who I feel like I should say Sydney, but she's not always my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Tatum? That's Rose McGowan from the first one?
Yeah, you want Tatum?
I want Tatum, yeah.
All right, so you have Gale, Dewey, Stu. So basically the cast of Scream with Kirby added.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so I would take Joel from Scream 2, the cameraman.
Okay.
Because I just love it. I was like, I'm getting out of here. And then he leaves, and then he lives. I like that vibe. Then I'm going to take Kirby, of course. Then I'm going to add Jennifer Jolie, who's Parker Posey from Scream 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add Aunt Randy, played by Jamie Kennedy. And then Stu, played by Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, I'm glad we picked Stu. Stu's a great character.
I mean, he just peer pressure got him. I love that. And you know what I liked about the killers in the first Scream film? I believe, aside from Mrs. Loomis in Scream 2, and they had to change the killer in Scream 2 because the script, the script leaked, so they had to switch it to Oliphant at the last minute. But I liked, you see Matthew Lillard, and he's a formidable killer. The killers in Scream 4, obviously when someone's running at you with a knife, you're not going to think clearly, but they're little. Like, the killers in Scream 1 had some heft to them. They seem more, does that make sense? Like, they were more formidable, I guess.
Yeah. I was reading that Emma Roberts is like 5'2" or 5'3", and she had to wear heels to make her bigger in the movie because she was the smallest member of the cast.
If she was in Jurassic World, she would have been well off running around in heels the entire time.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
Only it's a skill that happens in all movies.
So, writing my notes for this film, I always have the same thing. What I do is I always write down all the characters' names and the directors and all that. So I have Sid, I have Dewey, I have Gale, but then I have all right, so I have Robbie, and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to remember that, so I just put Camera Kid, and then I have Charlie, and then I put other film kid, killer. So Nico, I put ex-boyfriend. I didn't remember Olivia, the girl who I think might be the worst Scream character ever as far as acting goes.
Oh, it's horrible. Absolutely.
Like, she just kind of keeps saying they just keep hating on Neve Campbell. She survived through so many terrible things. People try to murder her, and everyone's like, she's the angel of death. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. This movie, I like it though. We're not hating on this, correct? You pitched this movie to me because you think it's underrated, correct?
Yeah, I think it's 100% underrated. And maybe we should say why we like this film, or maybe why we like the Scream franchise, and then why we like this film particularly. Right, I have some reasons for it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, I want right. Absolutely. Tell me.
All right. So in general, I like the Scream franchise because I like horror movies in general. Mm-hmm. But I think the Scream franchise has some things going on that other horror movies don't. And that's that they have a main cast that goes through all the other films. So you get to know and follow these cast members, and you care about them when they die.
You know what's interesting is when people kept insulting Sydney in this movie, I was getting annoyed. So I must have a bond with the character. I'm like, leave her alone. And then, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, why is Sydney running? Like, Sydney would beat these people up. I kept getting annoyed by all this.
Yeah. And I have two, or at least one other main reason. And I think what makes the Scream movies super successful is that they're actually a combination of two different movie genres. It's a horror movie and a whodunit combined.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone's a suspect. Everyone's a suspect.
Yeah, and that's what makes it interesting, because you're watching, you're like, anyone could kill anyone, and the characters are all super fascinating. So it just takes that traditional slasher trope and makes it, more literary.
Yeah, I like that, the whodunit aspect. And then do you have one more of why you love the thing so much?
Well, I'm a big fan of slashers.
Yeah. I mean, and also, I don't know if you remember in Scream 2 when you think Dewey gets killed behind, like he just keeps coming back, but you think he's dead, and it's an emotional moment. It's just, I think they're well done. I think that, and this movie too, I think if you're able to get on its wavelength, it's more fun. Like you have the originals versus the remake. Like I like that. So since it's the originals, did they make the remake kids not as interesting?
I mean, I think they tried to make them interesting, and they just sort of failed at it. I mean, the only kids that stand out for me are really Kirby, and then Charlie a little bit, and then it's Robbie, the camera kid.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I'm just like, who are you? Like, does it matter if you're talking?
Now, I do love when Jill, played by Emma Roberts, just goes full Fight Club and rams the glass thing, then slams her body. I had a fun time with that. That was cool. And
so when I first saw this movie, I lost my mind when that happened.
That's a great physical comedy gag. I love the gags in that. And also, if you think about today with Instagram considering taking off likes, I guess, and people kind of talking about whether likes are dangerous or not and how many followers. This movie, she's like, I don't want friends, I want followers. I mean, this is 2011, so it's almost more relevant today.
It is. So I have two comments there.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw the movie and this happened, I literally paused it and grabbed my head. I was like, what the hell? It completely got me. But the second thing is to follow off your note about essentially this being relevant today. It's possible that this movie was ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Because it is talking about fame through the internet, but it just feels like it was maybe 3 years too early. Because now we're really into like YouTube celebrity status.
Wow. So if this movie came out now Vine wasn't even a thing yet, right? Mm-hmm. Because when I was doing Comic-Cons, I think that was around 2014. 2014, 2013, Vine was huge. So, yeah, maybe this movie, that's weird. You never think of a movie like, that's interesting. It's normally movies about technology, and they're talking about Twitter and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Normally movies about technology are outdated in a year. But this movie has gotten more. I mean, there's like the flip phones, like the sidekicks and stuff. But this movie's gotten more relevant. That's interesting, right?
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought when I watched it. It was like you could drop this in front of audiences now and you would understand it. You'd understand what's going on. The themes would still apply.
Yeah. Oh, no. And also, I do love the fake out beginnings. When I went to go see it in the theater, I love the beginning part. Lucy Hale, the first girl gets stabbed in the chest. When Lucy Hale gets killed in Stab 6, that's a bloody death. I mean, her throat is obliterated and there's blood all over the wall. There's a mean streak to this movie, which I kind of like. It's much more bloodier than, is that a word? It's bloodier than Scream 3. So it went back to kind of nasty roots. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, well, I think Scream works better when it leans into towards that nastiness.
Especially Scream 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that had some nasty kills.
Or also there's the point when Sydney shoves her thumb into Billy's, bullet hole.
Yeah.
Like, that's a scene that I shiver every time I see it.
And Jill is working the body. So she stabs Sydney in the chest, and then Emma Roberts just starts gut-shotting Nev, who's been stabbed there. I felt that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a direct callback to the first film with the finger in the hole.
Yeah, I like that. And then the second part, when Kristen Bell kills Anna Paquin, that was fun. I liked how Kristen Bell played it. I know and the lighting was very soft too. It's a very weird lighting setup, but I think that was reflective of the film not being done as well in regards to quality. So, no, but watch the Scream 6, or Stab 6 clip, and then watch the Stab 7 clip, and you'll notice a big change in lighting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And so maybe they just got cheaper with that. But I dug when Pac-Man got stabbed, and then I liked I liked Amy Teegar. Well, I'm a huge Friday Night Lights fan, so anything that from anybody from Friday Night Lights, I'm like, Friday Night Lights. But I liked her in this. Like, he's like, I killed a dumb blonde with big tits. And she's like, I have a 4.0. And she said something else kind of funny.
135 IQ.
Yeah, I liked her character. I thought that was pretty neat how they handled. Like, and then she got dragged back in. Remember the garage smushed her and the call back to Scream, and then she gets dragged back in. I thought that was a mean visual as well to it. And who was that who killed them?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, with all the Scream movies, it's basically a new character every time that plays Ghostface, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. No,
what I found interesting about the stab stuff is the change in age from the teens in the first one to the young women in the second fake out. And I felt like they were trying to make a commentary on the audience of the movie and how the audience has aged.
Wow. Yeah, because you went from the two, like, obviously high school looking kids to Paquin and Belle, who are probably out of college by then, right?
Yeah. I don't know how old they were at that point, but they're definitely not teens.
I do kind of like how the kids that were cast in this movie, obviously they weren't kids, but they looked high school age. When you go back to Scream and you see Rose McGowan and Neve Campbell and Skeet Ulrich, and like they're like 38 in high school. Well, that was a very 90s thing, actually, just have really old high schoolers. But I do like the youthful look of these kids in this movie.
And they're all whip smart.
Oh, yes. But I like how they keep commenting on that. And I like the constant. So I think Kirby and I have, whoever wrote for Kirby, I know it was Kevin Williamson, but then he had to leave to go back to Vampire Diaries because they were going to sue him. And then they brought in Aaron Kruger, who wrote Scream 3 to punch up the script. Did you hear about that?
I did, yeah.
So I read a bunch of interviews about that. It's pretty interesting how that went down. But she has Rear Window in her room. She has Nosferatu in her room. And then she also had, what was the other movie in her room? There's a lot of Rear Window.
Clerks.
Yeah,
Clerks 2.
Oh, yeah, good, nice little reference from what, Scream 2?
Yeah.
And then, let's see. And then she had, I think, Evil Dead in her room. I think. Let's see.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah. But I saw, because, I show my students all that kind of stuff. But and also when they were in the film club, there's a huge board written out about Rear Window. And it made me so happy because that's one of my favorite films.
Well, this movie not only mentions Rear Window, it sets you up to so it sets you up and then delivers a sequence from Rear Window with Olivia's kill.
Oh, when they watch it from across?
They watch it from across the way.
I gotta tell you, blood went everywhere for that girl's kill.
So that's honestly my favorite kill in this movie.
Blood is everywhere.
Yeah, and it's so intense.
She gets obliterated.
What is your favorite kill?
Oh, all right, my favorite kill. Are we counting the fake out kills too?
You can count any way you want to do it.
Oh man, probably the Teegar. Oh no, probably Lucy Hale, because that slit throat and blood all over the wall was just brutal to me. That girl Jill, and I think it's a very bloody kill and it's a mean kill. But to be fair, I listened to the DVD commentary with Hayden Panettiere, Emma Roberts, and Wes Craven and Neve Campbell for a little bit. That Mariel Jaffa, that was her first movie. I just wasn't invested in the kill, man. I was just like, this girl, she's gonna go soon. And I don't know. I think when you're more invested with them, you care more. So it just felt like a bloody kill to me.
Yeah. So Olivia was my number one kill, and then Detective Perkins was my second.
Anthony Anderson playing Anthony Perkins.
Yep. That's a good inside joke.
And Wes Craven based that off real life. The knife in the head.
Really?
Yeah, because he had read somewhere where someone got stabbed right in the head, and they still were able to walk around for a little bit and talk, and then they died. So that kill is technically based on something stranger than fiction. It's like a real life kill that he read about. Wes Craven.
Yeah. Sarah, when she watched this with me during that scene, she was like, really? And I was like, what? I like this scene.
And also, I thought Alison Brie, when she got killed in the parking garage, when the look she gives Ghostface, it's intimate look. And Wes Craven talked about that he loved Alison Brie. They had to bring her back for reshoots because they didn't think the movie was bloody enough. So they brought back Amy Teagarden to kill her more in a bloodier way. And then they brought back Alison Brie to kill her because originally they just had her falling down in front of Dewey. We have it under control and then her body falls. If you watch it again, at least just go to that sequence. She gives Ghostface a very interesting look. Like just very, it's weird. If you're going to be in a horror movie, you should make choices like Alison Brie made. I thought it was a very fun choice to look at the killer like that.
Is it a look of incredulity? Like, I'm at the top of my game and I'm being killed?
No, it's like an intimate look. Like, not like a why. It's more of just, I can't explain it. It's a very interesting, and Wes didn't even know how to explain it. He's like, she just made the death. She's like, he's like, normally most actresses would just get stabbed and fall. He's like, Allison did this really interesting look. And I thought that was pretty cool. And also, Kirby's alive. I refuse to accept that Kirby's dead.
All right, so let's get into this. So I was very specific when I said what my favorite kill was, being Olivia, because I think Kirby's alive as well, and that's my favorite kill scene, even though she doesn't die.
Yeah, I mean, when she goes out to save Culkin, I liked Rory Culkin, but I thought he underplayed his role too much. And then I do like his thing. Oh, 4 years, you didn't notice me until now. Like, that's such a bratty Billy Loomis thing. I also kind of dug that aspect, like the nice kid who's also evil. But yeah. And then she gets stabbed. Oh man, but she's alive. Kirby's good. Kirby's square.
If they know what they're doing, they'll bring her back in Scream 5.
Yeah, exactly. And so why do we like this character so much? I mean, I loved Randy in the beginning, spouting the lines. I think she was just a kind of a flip of Randy, right?
Yes, except she's self-confident. She's completely in charge, right? She's not going to take shit from anyone.
So she's Randy, but just like a boss.
Yeah, boss Randy.
I thought it was pretty interesting, though, when she went to go to the Stabathon in a barn, which, dude, if you and I were in high school, we were going to that. Like, that's, dude, like the projector and the booze and all the, like, that's a party. That would have been a great time to go to. Yeah. But she pulled up and she's like Nerdapalooza. And I was
thinking about this a little bit. She's not Randy. She's a mix of Randy and Tatum. She's like there it is. A combo. Because the kid with the webcam, again, I can't remember their names because they don't mean anything.
This webcam kid.
Yeah, he was more like Randy.
Yeah, you're right. And so she was a Tatum Randy.
Yeah. And they made a mistake killing Rose McGowan in the first one.
A Tandy?
A Tandy. Tandy. That's so good.
That's fun. Oh, man. Yeah, Rose McGowan, she was so good in Scream. I dug her in that movie. I feel like Wes Craven has done a really good job in his films of getting really solid performances out of his actors. Because you don't see, like Jamie Kennedy, I love him in Bowfinger too, but he's best as Randy. David Arquette's best as Dewey. I don't know. I love, like, Courtney Cox. She's so good in these Scream movies, it makes me wonder why she didn't get more roles. I guess she had Friends money and didn't really care.
She didn't need to do these big movies. She's like, I'm making a couple mil an episode, and then she's living off residuals for the rest of her life.
And then she did Cougar Town, which ran for 4 seasons or so. Oh yeah, so she works, I guess. She doesn't really need to work. Yeah, exactly.
But she's like,
man, but I don't know. That party would have been cool, though.
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to chat with you about related to Stab, and I guess it's sort of related to the party.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you name a horror movie franchise that's based off of true events that has gone on for like 6 or 7 movies?
Well, you think about Ed Gein, who influenced Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have that whole franchise and its prequels and its remakes stemming from Ed Gein, right? So that's probably one. And then you have Psycho. That was Ed Gein again. There was 4 Psychos. The Exorcist was based on a book. Saw. No, there was no guy named Jigsaw creating intricate things. Final Destination. No. Also, by the way, listen to our Final Destination podcast series. We covered all 5. You'll love it. No, I think just maybe Texas. But that's the stabs are much more closely resembling to, like, they resemble real life much more so than Texas Chainsaw did.
Yeah, like the closest I got to it was Conjuring.
Oh yeah, the Warrens. Good.
Yeah, I've only seen the first two though, so I can't say like did they all relate. I have no idea, but the Warrens were real people. One of them might still be alive. I'm not sure.
So all right. So this is what you could do: skip the Nun, background watch La Lorna because there's some fun side characters in that. Skip the first Annabelle, watch Annabelle Origins because that one's actually good, and then Annabelle Comes Home is a lot of fun with really likable kids. And I don't know if you saw it, but I wrote that article about 2019 has the highest tomato meter score of any year of the last 40 years. And
whoa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just wrote that article. So 2019, it's the only fresh year. So I only went back to 1980 because that's as far as reliable. So I've compiled a list of all the wide release horror movies that have been released in at least 600 theaters. And I brought together their tomato meter scores. So the 80s is the best rated decade. But for individual years of the last 40 years, 2019 has the highest tomato meter score. So I'm not saying personal opinion. I'm just saying stats based on the critical scores on Rotten Tomatoes. But I think the reason why everyone's like, there's been better movies in 2018. But in 2019, movies like Child's Play, Pet Sematary, Annabelle Comes Home, Three from Hell, they're all in the Ma, Brightburn. So all these movies that Dead Don't Die, they're all in the 50 to 65% range. And so normally in most horror years, so Countdown's the lowest rated movie that came out this year at that 25%. It has the best lowest score of the last 40 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah, on average, the movies are better.
Yeah, and so the Rotten movies of 2019 have a 50% average. That's the highest by far of all the Rotten averages of the Rotten movies in each year. So movies like Annabelle, this is my long-winded way of saying that Annabelle Comes Home and those movies are partly responsible for why 2019 has the highest tomato meter score. You should read that article.
I will. I'll definitely. It's on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll send it over to you after this. But no, it's cool, man. It's like on their front page. It's doing well. No one's really hating on it so far. I mean, a lot of people just don't read it and they comment on it. But no, it's fun. But yeah, so I know we digress from the 2011 Scream 4, but yeah, watch Annabelle Comes Home. There's a werewolf.
I have a pitch for you.
Uh-oh.
For a future Scream. I don't know. If one of the main cast had to be the killer in the next movie, who do you think it would be? Out of Gale, Sidney, or Dewey?
All right, so let's look at motivation, right? Let's go back. Let's go back to Scream. So we have Dewey, always sort of picked on, right? He actually was respected in Scream 4. I do like the deputy in that, played by Marley Shelton. I liked her a lot. I liked her lemon squares. Yeah, Hicks from Aliens.
Yep.
Protect your chest. Save your. Wait, what'd you say? Wear the vest. Save your chest.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So he has finally had some semblance of, but he's gotten a lot of brain damage, right? So he's had a lot of brain damage. Gail, she seems behind the times and sort of bitter about that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Sydney. Sydney's killed a lot of people.
Yeah, she's a boss murderer.
So I think it would Sydney?
Yeah.
She's always the target, right?
Yeah.
And she's killed enough people. Has Dewey killed anybody?
Doesn't he shoot someone?
Yeah, he's probably shot somebody. I know Gale has killed someone. But Nev Campbell just turns around and wipes out Emma Roberts. She shoots the moms in Scream 2. So she'll wipe people out in cold blood. Not in cold blood, their killer's trying to kill her, obviously. But she's not I'm going her. I think it would be Nev.
Okay, I think that's the right choice. So here's what I wrote down for my motivations for those three. A big if here, if they were the killers. So for Gale, decades after being prominent, she decides to manufacture her own murders to investigate.
Oh.
Yeah. For Sydney, I wrote, she finally snaps and starts killing the kids who make light of her life.
Yeah.
And then for Dewey, I said, tired of being the butt of everyone's joke, Dewey sets up murders that only he can solve.
I think Dewey's too fumbling. I love each plot. I don't think he's smart enough to pull that off.
Yeah. It would be Dewey and Gale combined, I guess.
Yeah, they go crazy. Or maybe he covers up for something they do. I just think, and also everyone's calling her the angel of death, Nev Campbell. And people have tried to murder her. And then people are like, well, I have my own scars. Like they're jealous of her. They try to use her for book deals. No one's really nice to her. They don't understand. That could lead to maybe alienation. And then that could lead to, let's do Nev. Let's stick with, Sid.
Yeah, I think she might be the main character, but that would be a great turn for a future movie because it calls back to the Friday the 13th movies where they never actually flipped Tommy Jarvis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it would fit right in with the callbacks, and you have to understand horror history to sometimes watch these films.
It would be tough for Sydney to be the killer, though, because I was getting annoyed with people insulting her in this movie. So I wouldn't want anyone to kill her. And I just root for her in Scream 5. That'd be dangerous.
Well, you could always set it up where she is the hero and protagonist of the film, and she's hunting down ghost faces.
Oh, that'd be good.
It's just like 7 ghost faces, and she's just like, I'm gonna murder you all.
She becomes Dexter. I like that. Hey, well, how about this? Let's take a quick break, and we come back. We'll talk more about the actual plot of Scream 4. How's that sound?
All right.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And before we get talking about Scream 4, I want to rank the Stab movies.
Okay. Oh, wow.
All right, so there's Stab 2, Stab 3, Return to Woodsboro, Stab 3, Hollywood Horror, Stab 6, Ghostface Returns, and Stab 7. But wait, there's Stab 2, Stab 3. Oh, Stab 4 is Hollywood Horror, and then there's Stab 5, Stab 6, and Stab 7. So how would you rank these Stab movies? We know 5 has time travel.
So we're gonna rank that at the very bottom. Yeah, I don't care for time travel.
All right, so 5 is last, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Stab 1 was directed by Robert Rodriguez, so that's got to be the best, right?
There's no doubt. It's directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring Heather Graham.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get better than that.
Oh, here, Stab 4, Knife of Doom, Stab 5, Clock of Doom, Time Travel, Stab 6, Ghostface, and then Stab 7. Now, I like Stab 7 because it's like the Final Destination 5 of the franchise.
Okay, how so?
Well, Stab 6 was terrible, right? I'd put it just above 5 in quality, so the 7 just seems so much better, if that makes sense. Okay. It was just good, It was bloodier, you had Kristen Bell and Anna Paquin in the beginning. That was great. And we knew who the killer was in the beginning. But then that's crazy that the killer was killed because that killer didn't know that she was also killing people. Really, really interesting plot.
Okay.
Right? Stab. Now, I love Parker Posey. I love her role in it as Gail. And I thought she did her best work in 3. So I would go 1, 3, 2, 4, 7, 6, 5. What do you think?
I think that you put a lot of thought into this, and I'm going to roll with it. Because I can't even keep track of all of those. I didn't even know one of them was called Clock of Doom.
I'm reading the wiki right here. So, as a whole, now Kevin Williamson wanted to bring Scream back home for Scream 3. Because Scream, then you had Scream Goes to College, and then you had Scream Goes to Hollywood. He wanted 3 to go back home, so he pitched this idea for 4 to go back home. Do you like the return to Woodsboro? Did you kind of like... Now, I like how David Arquette as a character has moved forward, but what has Gail been... Like, she wrote her books, right? And now she's stuck writing fiction?
Yeah. Well, it sounds to me that she wrote a bunch of books, made a bunch of money, and now she's trying to reinvent herself and trying to figure out what's next for her. And when she was doing that, she's like, well, I guess I'm going to write fiction. It turns out that's not what she's good at. She's good at solving murders, and she should stick with solving murders.
True. She should become a detective.
Or a true crime. Yeah.
Ooh,
that's like her.
Oh, if this was made now, she would make the best true crime podcast.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Wow. I want a Gale Weathers true crime podcast.
We can start one. We can do one podcast in the vein of Gale Weathers, and I guess that's a pun.
Oh my gosh. So all right. So in the vein, hey. So then Sydney comes back home to sign books for her book. Sign her books, and they kill some kids and put murder weapons in her trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this because they want her to suffer.
Yeah, I think so. I think they did it as both a test run and as a way to get the media hyped up to sort of like prep everyone and put her on edge. And what I also think is that girl might be the girl that Emma Roberts' character's boyfriend slept with.
Which one?
The one that's killed and put in the first one that's killed in the actual movie.
Oh, Amy Teagarden? Wait, do they ever say that?
They don't. I infer it.
That's because she targeted her.
Yeah.
She seems like she's got her head on straight though, Jenny. Do you think Jenny would have hung out with Trevor?
Who knows? Because they never state it, but it's either there's like two things going on there. It's either she's the woman who cheated on that her boyfriend cheated on Julie's character with, or it's someone Charlie was obsessed with and never gave him the time of day.
Oh, I think I like. Wait, why? Well, Amy Teagarden's from Friday Night Lights, so I don't like her. I don't think she would like Trevor. So I like your theory about Culkin killing her because she never gave him the time of day. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's probably the right answer. I mean, we could also have a combo of two. It's like this Emma Roberts character is feeling slighted and Charlie's character is feeling slighted, so they team up together to make it work.
They both find out.
Yeah.
Maybe he liked her. Oh wow, because she must have been recruiting him for a long time.
Oh yeah, they don't go into that at all. Like, because it's like those two don't really overlap. I don't know how she would talk him into it.
Now, wouldn't Charlie realize that sidekick characters always die?
Yes, but he thought he was Randy from the first movie, and he turned out to be Stu.
You're right.
But the thing about being Randy is that Randy dies anyway. If you want to be anyone, you want to be Gale or Dewey.
Yeah, or Joel.
Joel.
The cameraman. He just leaves.
Later.
Yeah. That's interesting. So so she somehow recruited him. She obviously didn't go to the movie club, right?
Obviously, yeah.
And then now Kirby seemed to like Charlie. Like she had an interest in him. So maybe that's how she got into his ear. Hey, I'll hook you up with Kirby. Do you help me with my homework? And then she slowly manipulated him.
Maybe. I mean, that sounds like a good way to do it. I mean, Charlie is just an enigma, right? And I think it's built like that on design because you don't know his motivations. Because he is Stu, he doesn't really have a motivation other than he enjoys it. And that's supposed to be scary, but it also makes it very difficult to talk about.
Now, okay, so then they got that going. Why? Oh, then they have the rear window thing to set up. Mm-hmm. So then they see her getting killed because why does Emma Roberts go crazy? Because she has a pretty decent life. And she would have had this murder subplot planned before her boyfriend cheated on her.
Oh, not necessarily. Because it sounds like it's a combination of multiple different things. Is that she wants to be famous.
Yeah.
And the only way that you can be famous, she thinks, is that by having something bad happen to her. She doesn't have to have a skill. And so she manufactures a reason for something bad to happen to her.
Yeah. But her mom's pretty squirrely. Do you think she gets that from her mom?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because it's sort of implied that the mother was jealous of her sister.
Yeah, right? She said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good read. I didn't pick up on that.
Because she's like, I have scars too. So she probably didn't have the best parenting, would you say?
Or it's just raised in a household of people who are jealous.
Yeah. Oh. That's a good call, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Because it's like, well, if something bad happened to me, I would be famous and wouldn't have to do anything.
And then she gets Charlie, who's just he seems to have a lot of anger. He's like 4 years and you didn't talk to me until now.
Yeah, yeah.
How strong is Jill?
She's a power lifter. I had that same thought. I was like, you're throwing around 120-pound women and 160-pound men like it's nothing. Nothing. And it's not just her. The characters throughout this entire movie have insane strength. There's a scene at the end of the film where Sydney kicks Ghostface, like barely kicks him, and he falls down like 12 different stairs, just like rockets across the room.
Do you think she learned her kicks from Dolph Lundgren's front kicks?
I hope so. Yeah, but it's everyone in this movie is insanely strong. Because if you ever try to lift like a 120-pound woman, it's hard, especially dead weight. They're just like, nah, that's not going to happen. Or you could do it, but you're gonna hurt. You're gonna be sore.
Now, when Neve Campbell starts kicking butt, she's believable, is she not?
100%.
I like that about her.
Yeah,
you always
Neve
believe
Campbell
she could
looks like
wreck shop.
She looks like sort of an athlete.
Yeah. And she's dealt with these people enough. And then she's like, you never mess with the original? I thought that was funny.
That's the best rule. Because the other rule, like, what are the rules of this film?
Well, what they explain. So I have some of the rules here. I wrote down the rules. Let me find them. I have like 4 pages of notes. Let's see. Where is it at? Okay. Don't mess with the original.
Okay.
For some reason, they say you have to be gay in order to survive.
I don't know where they got that from. That might be from a couple movies that I just don't remember.
Yeah, that was a weird little thing because I don't remember that. And then they said police officers will always die in horror movies except for Bruce Willis,
which isn't true because Hicks and Dewey survive.
And then they said police officers will always. Then they put especially if they're near retirement, better looking than the other person, or have a newborn baby. The original ending is the false ending in a remake. So
that is true.
There's the party scene, and then they have it at the end at the hospital, and then the killer is always right behind you, which happens again.
Yeah, because I feel like the only one that was like 100% is the original ending is the false ending.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess there are rules in it, right?
At least one.
That works.
There's 2. I mean, the other one is don't fuck with the original, which is absolutely a rule that everyone goes by because you're never gonna be as good as the original.
Now, Adam Brody's in this movie, and I like him a lot in Ready or Not. That's one of my favorite horror movies of this year, and I like him in Jennifer's Body. But the movies where he plays cops don't go too well for him. Chips and Cop. He's a cop, and he's a cop in this one. Is he a cursed cop?
I think he's a cursed cop. What I also think is that we are inundated with cop movies, and because there's so many of them, we are more used to seeing actors who are cops being killed.
Yeah.
Because like think about it, like we need an interesting plot. Make a cop movie. Of course that's gonna sell.
You know what made me kind of sad? I know I'm changing subjects completely, but you know what made me sad in this movie?
What?
In Scream 3, she was still wearing Jerry O'Connell's necklace.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, she's not. I mean, it's been 11 years, but still, I guess she got over the guy.
They got to introduce a new character so she can, move on.
I kind of like in this movie there's no love interest for her.
It is interesting.
Because remember Dempsey in the third one, and then you have second one Jerry O'Connell, then you have Skeet. In this one, she's just kicking butt.
She's her own love interest.
Oh, I like that.
Self-love.
Self-love?
Yeah. Come to terms with who she is, and she's a woman who's going to kick your ass.
So, did you ever think who's killing in this movie or no? Like, who's doing the killing? Which one of them?
Yeah, I absolutely did. Let me scroll up to where my notes about who the killer was, because I was taking notes about it. Okay. I thought the killer was the kid with the camera.
Yeah, camera kid.
Yeah, but I realized that's like too on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I also at one point thought it was her 2 friends, Kirby and Olivia. But then Olivia died.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. So how about you?
Oh, who did I think the killer was? When I go into these movies, I know this sounds weird, but I never try to figure it out. I kind of turn my brain off towards that. So I don't think I knew who the killer was in this film.
That's half the fun for me, is like trying to put together, because it's a bunch of red herrings. You know, at one point they had Hicks in the dark shadow of the light. Yeah. They had the mother say, well, I have scars too. There's all these like little things that are trying to throw you off that I like thinking, like, is this actually the bad guy?
And then
if you think back to the first film, they did that with Randy when he was making the speech inside the Blockbuster. There's a scene with a Dutch angle with Skeet Ulrich, even though he turned out to be the killer. Like they broadcast who the bad guy is.
Maybe that'd be interesting, just the Dutch angle your killer early. So then people are like, he's not the killer, because they're trying to make us think he's the killer. He or she's the killer.
Yeah, you just do it with everyone.
There's Dutch angles everywhere.
That video would end up with Thor, the original Thor. Not kidding. When you watch that movie, look for Dutch angles. It's excessive.
And the first Thor?
Yeah, it's really excessive.
Kenneth Branagh?
It's like J.J. Abrams with lens flares.
Wait, so Kenneth Branagh added a ton of Dutch angles into Thor?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's when I first saw that movie. That's the first thing I thought of. I know it's extremely weird, but I was like, man, I can't watch this movie again.
Did Sam Raimi direct it? They should call him Raimi.
The Raimis?
The Raimis. Because he's the one who helped make Dutch angles huge. Right? The Raimi angle.
I would argue it's the Dutch, but...
and they're like, they're modern, like postmodern 1930s. Wait. German expressionists, like in the 20s.
It's from German expressionism, yeah.
I mean, they had the really off-kilter sets on purpose. You think like Caligari and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Somnambulist and Caligari.
So but they were more about off-putting sets. Did they have the camera at the angle, or were the sets built?
They used the camera angles as a way to interpret the confusion happening with the protagonists.
Well, that happened 100 years ago. So let's just call it the Raimi angle.
Yeah, and here's the only reason I know that, because I was a film major in my undergrad, or film minor in my undergrad, and I watched The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari like 4 times. Like every other class was like, time to watch this silent German expressionism film. And I was like, I love it. Good thing I love it, because I would go crazy if I didn't.
Yeah, I wanted to I showed my students Nosferatu, and they dug that. But
I think the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is better.
For me, the story behind, so I was also teaching film history. So the story about how they but how Murnau absolutely ripped off Bram Stoker's because he couldn't get rights to it. For me, that was much more of a teachable lesson for my students, if that makes sense. I was able to kind of teach them about how people have been ripping off movies and books forever.
You don't steal, or if you're gonna steal, change it up so much that it looks like Ghost Ship.
And then, exactly.
Call back.
And then Ghost Ship. And then they got rid of almost every Nosferatu copy. A few survived, and now it's considered a classic. And Willem Dafoe played Max Schreck,
which you also covered.
Oh, I love that movie. I love it. If he doesn't get an Oscar for The Lighthouse this year after not winning for Shadow of the Vampire and the Florida Project, I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's the Oscars. That's about right.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to see that movie. I just haven't yet. It's on my list, and I think I'm going to have to wait for it to come out on Amazon before I actually do it.
It's my wife's favorite movie of the year. Oh, no, she loves Apollo 11 and The Lighthouse.
Oh, man.
Because we just laughed. I don't know. I won't tell you anything about it. We can talk when you're done with it. But it just, that movie, for some reason, The Lighthouse made me very happy, even though it's really interesting. I love the aspect ratio. Oh, yeah, back to Scream 4. So, what else do we have to cover in this movie? We've talked about the barn.
Everything.
Yeah. We've talked about the killing at the end. I mean, is this movie underrated?
100% underrated. I actually think this is the second best movie in the Scream franchise.
How would you rate the Scream franchise?
I would go 1, 4, 2, 3.
I go 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Now Scream 3, I understand all the complaints about Scream 3. However, Parker Posey's hilarious. When she just jumps in Patrick Warburton's arms. When the butt of the knife hits Dewey in the head. I mean, it's I like the sidekick detective. I like the idea of Hollywood in it. It's just a very cheeky and absurd movie. I think Scream 4 is a better movie. But when I'm thinking about the Scream franchise, I think about Scream 3 ahead of Scream 4. That's why I put 3 ahead of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
I actually think Scream 2 is, okay, so bear with me, the best pure horror sequel ever made.
That's saying something, Mark.
Now, Aliens. It's a sequel, but it's not like a pure sequel. It's just Ripley with other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't carry on. It carries on a story, but it doesn't carry on that story. And then you have, let's see, what else? There's other good horror sequels. Evil Dead 2. That's a reboot-quel. That's a remake of Evil Dead. So it's different, yes, but it's not a pure sequel because they remade Evil Dead. Scream 2 had to go from script to screen in 1 year with issues of script leaks and all of that. And I think this, Randy gets killed. That's insane. The beginning with the very like meta theater portion. I love that. I was also a big fan of Sarah Michelle Gellar. But at the end, when Dewey gets stabbed inside of the playhouse, I like the idea of the mom being the killer. I didn't mind the singing part, and then Less Than Jake covered that. That was pretty sweet. But I know, so for me, it carries the story, and it's the same characters. I don't think Friday the 13th 2, Saw 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Halloween 2, none of those come close in regards to being, I think it's better than Conjuring 2. I think it's I think it's my favorite pure horror sequel, if that makes sense.
No, it does. You're saying it's the best pure sequel with the same cast, the same characters continuing the story.
Yeah.
Other famous ones do not continue the story. Like you can say that Friday the 13th number 2 has nothing to do with the original story. And then it comes back in the third one.
Now there are caveats. I understand Evil Dead 2. I understand Aliens, but for what Scream 2 is, it's incredibly impressive.
I think it's one of those situations where all of these movies are just fundamentally at a higher bar, like all 4 of them. So we're arguing about like sort of degrees here.
Yeah.
Not even really arguing, because like just automatically, I think these movies are better than a lot of the horror sequels that are out.
Yeah, Scream 2, 3, and 4, I think, if you go down the line, they're better than most 2, 3, and 4s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
that's because you have Wes Craven. I mean, come on.
It's a good thing, though, that P. Pose is in Scream 3, though. P. Pose is the king of third horror films. Blade Trinity, Scream 3.
She just does what she wants. Like, that's what I love about her. She's like, I'll be in a horror movie. I'll be in a comedy. I'm going to be in Lost in Space. She just does whatever she wants, and that's what makes her awesome.
Dude, the P-Pose. You don't mess with her. No, well, this is fun, man. Thanks for recommending Scream 4 to me. Oh, wait, we got to do the draft.
We got to do 2 things we need to do.
Oh, yeah, we do. What do we got?
So the first one is Scream 5.
Okay.
What I was reading about it today, first off, it is being worked on. And according to an article that came out yesterday, Neve Campbell doesn't know much about it, but she has not been contacted. Do you think they're going to do a reboot, a remake, a requel, a squeakquel?
Man, they need to
remake.
They need to bring them all back.
Yeah. I am excited for it. But the question I have for you is, what else can they do? They've already tackled reboots and remakes.
All right, so let's see.
I have an idea if you can't answer it.
No, this is fun. I want to try this. So I think what would be a good idea is to bring them. Maybe they've been written off. They're older characters. Maybe they're trying to. I don't know. I don't got nothing. What do you got? I tried to come up with something.
It's incredibly hard. It took me probably 15 minutes to come up with something. Okay, so if the last movie was about Ghostface making the film, this movie, number 5, could be about the audience making the film. And the idea is that Ghostface polls everyone to find out who he should kill. And then when they vote, he goes and tries to kill that person.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's critiquing the audience's perception of horror movies. And here's how you get Sydney into it. Sydney has nothing to do with the killings. It's just a copycat killer, but she shows up to stop it because that's who she is now, and that's her accepting her role as not only someone she's not a victim, but she's like a cop.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's the closest I got. I really dig the idea of people like voting on to kill someone. It was a short story idea I was working on, but I think it's too similar to like another movie. Either way, that's what I think could happen.
I love it, dude. Make it. Write the script.
Right. I'll write the treatment. Send it in.
You could be
are you listening?
You could be an associate producer. Do it. All right. David Arquette draft.
David Arquette draft.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say I have a number between 1 and 2 up. 1 or 2.
2. You
got it. So you get the first draft.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. I know what you're gonna pick too.
No, you don't.
I do.
I know you think you know what I'm gonna pick.
You're going Ravenous.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
What are you getting?
I'm doing Dewey Riley from Scream 2.
Oh,
so the best Dewey.
So you're going. Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna do Ravenous.
I mean, you have to. That's so good.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Okay. Benny from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh no, the movie or TV show?
The movie.
Wow. All right.
Old school.
I'm going. I'm going Airheads.
Carter from Airheads?
Yep.
Nice.
And that's another movie we've covered on the pod.
Yeah. Okay. So this was actually a hard list to put together because he has like 5 really awesome roles. So I went with Gus from 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Oh, Kurt Russell picture.
Yeah.
Actually, that's actually perfect to cover for this pod because we do a ton of David Arquette and we do all the Kurt Russell.
And is it Kurt Russell and is it Kevin Costner?
Yeah, and Bokeem Woodbine and Christian Slater.
Oh, that's a perfect movie. You're absolutely right.
All right, get this, dude. I'm going Beautiful Girls.
Tell me about this movie. I don't know about it.
So this was made back in '90. It's one of Natalie Portman's first movies. It is with Timothy Hutton, Michael Rappaport, Matt Dillon, Lauren Holly, Rosie O'Donnell, Martha Plimpton, Natalie Portman, Mira Sorvino, Uma Thurman. This guy goes back to visit his old friends, and he's 30, and he meets a 14-year-old Natalie Portman. He's like, if I just wait 4 years, but it's just a bunch of people. It's just a bunch of people in the small town hanging out, and I used to love it as a kid because I didn't think anything about it. But now when I watch it, I'm like, wait a second. But I'm going Beautiful Girls.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my number 5.
Yeah. No, this is number 4.
Number 4. Oh man. Okay.
You better not take my movie.
I know which one's your movie. I'm going to pick Paul from Never Die Alone.
Never Die Alone.
Just because it's ridiculous.
Never Die Alone. Wow.
That's with
DMX.
DMX.
Yeah.
I actually have it on DVD in my living room, and I have never watched it.
That's a good one to just not have opened. All right, I'm going Eight-Legged Freaks.
Oh, whoa. Really?
Lead actor.
Okay.
Good. Solid. And that's another movie we talked about with him.
It is.
All right. So so you have Scream 2, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 3,000 Miles of Graceland, Never Die Alone.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be robbing you of one if I pick the next one I have, because this is a movie I've never seen but know that you really love.
Oh no.
I'm gonna roll the dice here. I'm gonna assume you're gonna pick it, so I'm gonna pick a different.
Oh, I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Muff from The Tripper. And the only reason I'm picking this one is because it is David Arquette's directorial debut. I have not seen it, but I really want to see it, and I feel like there's gonna be very few chances for me to recommend it.
Oh, I get the last. So I could go Scream.
Mm-hmm.
I could go Scream 3.
Mm-hmm.
I could do the wrestling movie. I'm not doing that. Hamlet 2, which is a very good movie. I love that movie. I could do Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is tough. Okay. I don't want to keep people waiting. All right. Let's see. This is tough. I need to think about this. Scream. I gotta go different. I'm gonna go Never Been Kissed.
Never Been Kissed. Oh, way out of left field.
Now he's good in that movie. He's cool in that movie.
Yeah.
It's a weird plot, but I'm doing it. All right, so we got. I'll put this up on. I'll schedule this for Facebook. So if you, it's David You have Scream 2, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 3,000 Miles of Graceland, Never Die Alone, The Tripper. I have Ravenous, Airheads, Beautiful Girls, Eight-Legged Freaks, and Never Been Kissed.
Yeah, I think you might take this one.
Now, our Carla Gugino poll ended. And do you want to know who won?
I mean, this is a coin flip. I do. I absolutely do.
I won 53% to 47%.
No, Mark!
You picked the best squad. I don't, maybe it's a hometown bias, but you should have won that one. I'm undefeated. I'm 3-0 in my polls when I go up against people.
I gotta promote mine. I gotta promote it and get people voting. I put it up there and I made like one comment. I was like, "Thanks, guys. This looks great."
Well, this was a lot of fun, man. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
This was awesome. So for Mark Hoffmeyer and for David Cross, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.